Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Marika from Me and Mini Crafting. Today I'm featuring Altenew's Mini Blossom stamp set and doing some embossing resist technique from my background. A few weeks ago my talented teammate Svitlana made a tutorial with this technique as well. I was so inspired by her results that I wanted to try on my own. I put a link in the description below for you to find your way to her tutorial as well. I started out by stamping the mini blossoms to a piece of white smooth cardstock since I was going to color the flowers with Copic markers. I used Altenew soft lilac crisp ink for stamping. I wanted to add my own little doodling, so I chose to use light colored ink, but if you want you can skip that step and you can stamp the black outline images with black ink as well. My coloring today is very basic Copic coloring. Firstly I thought I used 3 shades of this beautiful violet color, but I ended up adding the 4th color to gain more contrast. It doesn't take that long to finish my coloring, so I'll let you enjoy it for a while and I'll be back when I'm finished with it and we'll start to do some heat embossing. After I finished coloring, I took my black Copic multiliner 0.5 and added some doodling to outline my images. I did it this way to gain more soft look to my flying flowers, and of course because I like to draw as well. Then with the help of my little mini-me, we assembled the solid stamps that matches to the outline stamps on top of my colored flowers. I used my brand new Misty for this just for the sake of trying it out. After we had gotten all the stamps in place, we closed the lid and lifted all the stamps at once. Next we took an anti-static powder tool and we really made sure to have the powder all over the card panel because we really just wanted the embossing powder to stick only to the flowers, not on the background to avoid white spots while blending the ink. I inked my stamps with Versamark, which is just clear sticky ink, and then with some help again we stamped the ink on top of my flowers. We noticed that we had missed one flower, so we had to stamp that separately. For heat embossing I used clear matte dual embossing powder from Wow, and before inking up the background I heat set the powder with my heat tool. For ink blending I used Altenew's new grey inks. I started by adding the lightest of them called Morning Frost and blended the ink from the bottom part of my card to the middle. Then I took the second to darkest ink, which is called Moon Rock, and added that to the top of my card. In the middle I used Evening Grey, which is very beautiful mid-tone grey ink. These inks have really warm feel to them. I'm absolutely just loving these a lot. After the ink blending was done, I took my shimmer sprays. This is the sparkle one and I sprayed that 4 to 5 times onto my panel. Then I left it to dry overnight. After the panel was all dry, I added the stems with my Copic multiliner. I tried to be loose and use a very light hand to give these flowers a feel that they are floating in the air. Then I took my paper trimmer and cut the panels apart and used my paper or craft knife to trim off the panel near the flowers. Then I adhered a piece of white fun foam under my panel. I wanted to pop up the whole lower panel. Then I adhered a piece of white wood grain cardstock from Altenew to my card base. I wanted this cardstock to be seen through the window that we just created. I used a sentiment from Thinking of You set and stamped it with a black pigment ink. Then I adhered the lower panel to my card base and added some final details with white Jelly Roll pen and called my card done. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this video and found it helpful. I list all the products that I used in my blog and the link will be at the description below. Please visit Altenew blog for more inspiration. Thank you very much for your time. See you soon. Bye!